I've been sitting here muted this whole time. I just realized how many minutes was I muted. 3 minutes. I don't think that's a record. I don't think that's a record. But damn. Hi, Karen. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay now. Whoa. You would think that was just a couple days ago. All my musings and ramblings. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I'm trying to remember even what I said. I was mostly just rambling. We're going to be working on the decals today. I was mentioning that. And I was really pleased with how flat they got overnight. And they seem to be fully dry. And I got the tweet out. I got the Discord out already. Yeah, no, it was not too bad. I checked my OBS. It said I had been going for like 3 minutes and something. The other day was only 2 minutes. I'm pretty sure there was one that was much longer than that. And I had one where I had the game audio muted for probably about 20 minutes. And nobody told me. There were tons of people here. Nobody told me that time. Hey, CJ. So, I also mentioned we're going to be doing peelies. So, I took my camera off of its mount so I could go outside and try to get some pictures of this. It is nicely overcast, which is not something I'd usually say when talking nail pictures. But in this case, the overcast actually lets you see more of the design because it, it really dulls out the hollow. There we go. That's a little bit better. I mean, even under these lights, which don't show hollow super well, I find it quite hard to get the pattern so that you guys can actually see the water marble design. But, let's see here. First things will actually, no, we already did the first things first, right? I actually hit send on my thing. That's good. I think we'll be able to get pretty much right to the peel. And then we'll get right into the decals pretty much. Because I think it would make sense to peel them up before I start the rest of it. Now, what did I change here that this is... Okay, there we go. There we go. Still getting a little bit used to this thing. But I like it overall. It, hold on. It's loose on one of the... it's this one. There. It's like there's a couple different points where there's little screw things to get it aligned and get it tight. Oh yeah, the puzzle games. I forgot to go back and look at the color puzzle games. Hi yo. The one I have, it's such a generic name. Let me just look here. Color puzzle. Yeah, I love you. If I had a notepad, well, I'll just have to remember to actually look this time. What the? Oh, son of a bitch. Now, how did I man? It must have been halfway loose anyway. I'm really kind of irritated right now. That was one of my tunnels popping out. I feel like I'm ready to stretch up to the next size, but when I try to go up to the next size, it doesn't quite want to go. Winter is not the best time for stretching, but like these are 1/2 inch, and sometimes even though they're flared, they'll pop out. So that's always a little bit disconcerting. I would not want to lose one. Although, I mean, I don't think one could pop out and I would not notice. I mean, they're not like regular earrings where you kind of don't know they're there. I mean, I don't notice them when they're in, but to have one in and one popped out definitely is weird. I love Hue. You finished the entire game. The color puzzle, let me see here. Like, it had some stuff you could unlock, but the unlockable stuff was pretty easy. And it's more just like I'm up to 125 and it's unlocked up to 150. And then I can see there's probably like another 50 locked. But there's basically an infinite amount because it has a mode you can go into where you can set your own colors for the puzzle and then it will jumble it for you and you can put it back together. Yeah, sometimes I'm not always super fast at it. It depends on my mood. Like if I'm just winding down before bed, it could be a very leisurely game too. A superhero costume change. All right, I'm just putting a little bit of oil on my cuticles here. Yeah, and these two, I will say, my more expensive ones have a larger flare. They're only single flares, but my more and they have the things on the back. They're only single flares, but my more expensive ones, they're considerably heavier and they do have a larger flare. But I bought this set on Amazon because I decided I wanted to finish stretching up or to try and finish stretching up, and I was going to do it myself. I don't know, I'm having second thoughts on whether I should have gotten tapers. I mean, like when I go in and was having my piercer do it, he wasn't using tapers the last couple times. But that was also summer. But it's not exactly nail art related, but one day it might eventually be. If I get up to 1 inch and start doing my, well, that is not 1 inch. I don't plan on going quite that big. These are ½ inch, so 1 inch would be, you know, twice as, again, not that big, twice as wide as what I have in now. But when I start doing water marbled plugs, I would definitely do that on stream. I think that would be so fun. Match my plugs to my manicure. Yeah, the best worldwide. Yeah, I don't think I even pay much attention to it, but I think this one does show you the worldwide average also. And it has a couple where you have to do it within a certain amount of moves to like unlock some wallpaper. And it's like, I'm not even going to use your wallpaper, but I want this. Okay. So, here's my orange stick. Let's find our edges here. And, get ready to do a peel. I feel like my edge on my orange stick on the flat side, sometimes I feel like if you really are using it for a lot of like wedging under things, it starts to bend back on itself. So I'll kind of do it just like I do the point. I'll like clean it up and make sure that it's like a nice clean bevel. Now let's see if we can find that edge. I can see it right there. I just can't quite catch it. Erg. Come on. Of course you would be difficult to take off. I really want you off, so of course you would be difficult. I felt like I couldn't enjoy this manicure because it was so irritating to do. Which I think I said when I was doing it. It's like, you know, the process as much as the final result. Oh, it's really there. Yeah, you guys, I don't think this is going to be a very good peel. Just my initial feel from how the edges feel. My feel from this feel is that it's going to be a bad peel. Maybe a couple good ones. The thumbs. I bet the thumbs will come off nicely. Which, if I could, the thumb is my favorite one. So if I could have that be the best peel, I'd be pretty happy with that. So irritating. Alright, we found the edge there. And you guys saw, a lot of you guys were here yesterday when we did a peel, and the edges just were like behaving really nicely. And this is like the opposite. There, that's not bad. Where's your edge? Where's your edge, little pinky? There. Okay, there was one. Was it you? Yeah, I can't find the edge on this index either. Of course, I made a little edge when I was picking at it with the... Maybe I can get in there with the pointy end. There. Okay. Let's grab a napkin. Hi, Musical. Good timing. We are just about to do a peel, and then we're gonna do our decals. And I have good feelings. I mean, I could be proven wrong, but they're feeling really thin and flat, and they're looking good. You know, I really hope they come up nicely. I mean, and in theory also, they should come off of the mat easier than off of a lid. I mean, because the mat I can manipulate a little bit more to help them peel. And once again, we are playing How Hot is the Tea in My Coffee Mug Still. I'm just not used to my tea staying this hot. It's super nice. It's great. Don't get me wrong. I have to be really mindful to let it cool before I fully close it. All right, let's get zoomed in here. And come on, camera. I thought we had addressed this camera. I thought you were going to be a good camera and cooperate with focusing close for me. There we go. What? Oh, this is... Do they make cameras for left-handed people? I almost feel like that's what would be more comfortable when it's mounted upside down. Like, buy myself a left-handed person camera. Or do they just expect lefties to use a right-handed camera and be happy about it? Oh God, look at this. Oh. Not a great peel. And like, it's not the polishes. These are, well, of course, we used the chrome as a base. Is it the chrome that's making it a bad peel? I don't know. But it's just nowhere near as good as yesterday's. Oops. You guys, this is ridiculous. Why? Oh my God. It's bonded like to the patch. It doesn't want to come off. It's all just like... And sometimes, Mina, I know you said you were having problems with the peel off, and you got a good one finally. Like, if this happens again, don't be like it's necessarily you. Sometimes it just sucks. Here we go. A nice peely. What a freaking concept. Ugh. Ugh. I mean, this is just like... I mean, I'd be madder if it was a manicure that I really wanted to remember forever. But, like, what is it about it that made it just so crappy? Is it the water marble? A lot of times it does seem like water marbles don't peel nicely, but not always. Man. Well, we'll have something awesome on our nails soon. More awesome than this. The other thumb also peeled almost perfectly. What's up with that? Yeah, that's really weird. Ever had Bliska send me an extra? 2 Simply Peels, though you only paid for 1. I've had little extras thrown in there. I have, in fact, one of them are sitting right here. Because I keep thinking I might use them, and then I keep not using them. Anna tossed in some of their little brush rests. These little lips. Like, they're so, like, if you've ever had trouble picking something up from the, like, from your desktop or whatever while you're painting. Scoot this out of the way. Like, they hold it up a little bit, so it's easier to grab. But then I've never ended up using them. Oh, are we almost out of Q-tips? We are almost out of Q-tips. I feel like I just freaking refilled that. But we have kind of been going through a lot of them. Let me, wait. Let me let me read chat, finish peeling, dump these, and get some more Q-tips. Thank you, Musical, also. Yeah, they were so difficult, and I think I was so disappointed that it didn't turn out like the test, and I didn't know why. Like, sometimes it's like, oh, obviously I did something slightly different, or, oh, obviously this is the difference between rounded nail and flat paper, or smooth nail and textured paper, something like this. But in this case, I don't know what the problem was. And nitrile gloves. Yeah, I did a little bit of oil, but I don't really have time for a soak. I mean, I could make time, I suppose. And yesterday they just came off so nice. Without even direct oil. I had oiled, like, before and gotten rid of all the oil. Like, just as comparison. Look, we have all the days here. Well, except for the ones that have fallen off. Look how nice the reciprocal peeled. I mean, there were a couple weirdos, but I mean, for the most part, the reciprocal came off so clean. The gold water marble came off weird, but the snowy water marble came off good. Mostly. And then now we add this disaster to the mix. I mean, some of these little small pieces are not even worth calling a peely. Definitely the thumb, though. I'm glad the thumb, the one that looked most like icicles. Come on there. Get that wrinkle out of there. It's creating such a glare. The one that looked most like icicles gave me a good peel. Yeah, like, most of this isn't even worth saving. Some of the bigger almost peels. But if it doesn't even show a piece of the design, then it's not even worth saving. Okay. You can go back over here. And yeah, I just don't remember, of course. I don't know. And hollows tend to do it sometimes if they're very thin. Like, I do feel like the peel off likes a slightly thicker layer, but I'm surprised it was that bad. Okay. So let's finish cleaning these off, because we definitely need to do that. The patches, this one actually has a small tiny catch in it. It's not failing yet. I'm guessing we'll probably have to, this is my left middle finger, I'm guessing we'll probably have to give this boy some attention tomorrow. Why is it a boy now? Why are my patches boys? I'm gonna file like where it's catching just a little bit. See if that helps. A little bit, it doesn't feel as catchy, but can you see right there? I've kind of exposed a little bit of the silk patch, and now I've got little silk fibers sticking out. But I'll be able to, you know, smooth those down with base coat. At least it won't be catching in my hair again. Because these are already starting to look messier than I'd prefer. Makes me remember why they were not my favorite. Like, I love the twists, but these in particular, I don't know how much it really comes across on camera, but they start to get very frizzy. Like little pieces coming off of them. I need to take some time and trim them off and make them look a little neater, because definitely not ready to take them off yet. This one is still holding, even though we did a rough fix on it. So yeah, in fact, I'm going to not actually do that. That's too close to my decals for my comfort. So I'm just going to lean back a little bit here in my chair while I clean up these nails, so that I don't inadvertently like drip polish remover on my decals. And okay, for a minute I thought I already had. I was like, no. And it's kind of interesting. You know, Merida isn't like a pixie dust, but it has dried noticeably less glossy than the others. I don't know if I've ever actually used Merida in a plain manicure. I'm pretty sure I've used it in nail art before. Pretty sure. Not 100% positive. And then we'll peel these up. I think we'll peel these up before I start doing base coat or anything. And cut them into some triangles. Let's get out the nice scissors, which are nonetheless covered in nail polish and tape and weird things. But these are like, can you hear? They cut so nice. Too spooky? Wait, what spooky? What did I say? Oh, with the polish remover near the decals? Yes, I would consider that spooky. Yeah, this will probably, like, once I get through with this, I feel like this is slow, but this should be a quick manicure. Like, the hardest part when you're dealing with decals is usually like the end that's by your cuticle, as far as like cleanup and stuff. And we're not really going to have that. The end by the cuticle is just going to be a point. And really, we aren't going to have any sides either. So really, we're just going to have to trim it to the tip of the nail and then maybe dissolve it down a little bit with acetone. We shouldn't have like a lot of the problems that I usually have with decals. Oh, an hour and a half. Awesome. That might be long enough for the whole manicure, honestly. Because, I mean, this is, we already did the decals last night. This is going to be very simple. It's going to be a matter of peeling the decals, cutting them into some hopefully even triangle shapes, painting my nails silver, and then applying the decals. Is my... Oh. I wonder where my yellow stopper is. Ah, I see you. I see you back there, yellow stopper. I see you back there, Mo You London black stamping polish too. I need to clean out behind my monitor. Alright guys, if this goes as smoothly as I think it's gonna go and as I hope it's gonna go, I declare here in front of all y'all, live to the world, cleaning, editing and cleaning. Oh no, did I lie? Yeah, I think I did lie. It's already starting to come apart, you guys. Can you see just that little... I mean, I don't want to overly mess with it because that'll just make it come apart more. You know what else I'm doing if I finish up today? I'm going to Sally's and I'm buying some damn new gel. That's what the fuck I need to do if I finish early. And go get my prescriptions. I hadn't planned on it, but now that you say a star on top, I was kind of looking for an excuse to throw rhinestones into some design. I'm going to ponder whether I'm going to live dangerously and not mess with this or whether we're going to do a tiny small patch. Okay. This is the Rhinestones shoebox. So, and some stickers. Those are all loose and random. Do I have... I must have some stars. Top the Christmas tree with googly eyes. No. Blue stars, I don't think is necessarily appropriate. Little opalescent doohickeys. A star would be really nice. I wonder if a star would be almost like too... Maybe the little opalescent thing would be good with the silver background too. Where's Trixie? I'll consider those. What is... Those are sequins. Blue moons, teardrops, no stars. Stars, but they're just like sequin stars. More silver and gold. Is there no silver and gold in there? There's silver and gold. Do I not? Here's white. Is there not white there? Apparently not. More sequins. Pink hollow stars. I don't think that... Not hollow rainbow, hollow empty in the middle. Beads. I thought... Okay. I thought I had white rhinestone stars. Am I missing a wheel? Shh. Or am I misremembering? Yeah, I don't want to do too much because I mean the drip drop is gonna be distracting enough. I really thought... I feel like I'm missing one of these containers. They're little flower-shaped containers. I feel like I have one of these full of white stars. Because I have one of these full of... What is this? Orange? Brown? Who wants that color star? But where else would it be if it wasn't in here? Maybe I just imagine that by thinking, hey, why aren't these clear when I first got them? Those are all way too big. And we've got blue stars, but they're not like a blue star that I really think goes super well with the greens that I'm using. But I do have it also. This little box also has these little. Oh, it's kind of hard to show them. These ones are opalescent, as well as some clear silver ones, as well as some marquee shaped ones. And then we've got. I feel like you guys probably would not. Well, okay, let's. Do I want to put these away? Why did I even keep these out? Oh, because this has some silver stars. They're almost gone. And I feel like that would not stand. I feel like just a plain silver star, like those couple there, would not stand out enough against Trixie. Unless we actually placed it like inside of the tree instead of on top of the tree, which I think would look weird. We've also got silver, like sequin, or just like, yeah, sequin, glitter, large glitter stars. I don't think I like those either. And these are the pink rhinestone stars and white. So those white ones I kind of like. These gold ones, you know, these gold ones are kind of hollow. Why don't I have a silver star that's hollow? Are some of you hollow and I just can't tell? Did I mix hollow and non-hollow silver stars together in one thing? No, I wouldn't be that dumb, would I? I'm just looking in here to see if any of these are hollow, and they just all look regular silver, right? Okay. Like, I really like these gold hollow ones. Well, of course, maybe that actually wouldn't look bad with the silver because the star... Well, okay. I didn't think we had more testing, but apparently we have just a tiny bit more testing, you guys. Where's my notebook? These are dry enough that I'm going to very carefully just put my notebook right on top of them. And try not to like drag it around or anything. We're just gonna like super quickly, like so. This is the silver. It's gonna be probably do like 2 coats, so it's gonna be nice and silvery. And then like where's our opening here? How many? Oh, you're peeling. Your stuff is peeling off. These are cheap. Or are these more? Is this more than one? No. I think it's just one. Looks green. It's kind of a pink to green iridescent. Can we get the pink? There. Ping, 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 ping. Okay. I don't think red is what we want, but we'll... We already discussed earlier, didn't we? That red stars are not exactly appropriate for Christmas. This is a different kind of... This one is like a white with a pink iridescent. This is like a pink with a blue-green iridescent. This one is like pink metallic. The gold hollow. We've got, is that almost kind of hollow, kind of iridescent at least. And yes, y'all, I'm licking the orange stick to stick it to the sequins. I have a wax stick somewhere. I thought I would use it. That one seems slightly larger than all the other ones. That green one. But I mean, a green star on a green tree. I feel like a green star might be more appropriate if I was doing like some kind of white tree. I'm not going to put one of those out, but I do want to put out one of... one of you. That's the clear one. Are you still wet enough to stick, or are you just going to slide all around? Please stay in place. And the iridescent one. Okay. Top the star with a dab of hollow glitter or colored glitter. I feel like that sounds like a good idea, and I would do it, and I would be not pleased with how it actually turned out. Yeah, backseat manicurist. Hi, Anne. No, we haven't. You missed the peel. Sorry if you were looking forward to the peel. My cuticles are horrible. I need to give my cuticles attention. I know I've said that before. And we're looking at stars or other options for tree toppers. So we have a couple iridescent ones, a couple that are just metallic, and then two that aren't stars, but they are just like little... I'm kind of, honestly, you guys, I'm leaning toward this iridescent round one. Because I'm not a huge fan of either of any of the stars, and the plain one just... it just doesn't seem as cool. Like the iridescent one, you barely can tell it's iridescent, but it has a slightly different look to it than the silver one. We can think about that a little bit more, but that's my current thought. Maybe I'll give these a layered top coat so they don't wander off on me. Yeah, I have a pretty good assortment of like rhinestones and stuff, even though I don't use them very often. I at one point bought a set from Bundle Monster that was like 10 wheels of different stuff. And then I've just picked up a couple other random ones over the year at like Dollar Store, or I think this one is from Icing. Grown Up Claire's. Oh, look at that green bleed. Look at that green bleed. Good to know. You weren't in the contention, but now you're even less in the contention. I feel like you could almost use that in a manicure to make it intentional, like make it like contrails on the star, but not something that I want on my nails today. Oh, my back, that felt so good. Oh. Yeah, I've tried that before. I'm more likely to like just add another coat of Seche Vite and hope it just because I don't know. I've tried it and had it not work. I've tried it and tasted a little more nail polish than I would prefer to taste. So yeah, we'll leave out that wheel, I think. We'll put the rest of these away. There used to be a drawer. I converted one of my Helmer drawers of decorative stuff into 3 different shoe boxes. We've got the rhinestones in here, and then there's one of actually, are there rhinestones in there too? Oh my god, my stomach. I think this one is... oh, there are rhinestones in here. Well, these are just the Crisanis though. These should go in the other... I need to organize these. There's actually lots of rhinestones in here. But they're not specifically nail art rhinestones. Oh, look at this though. A new contender enters the ring, y'all. So we got like, these are like from Michaels. So these are like a set of greens in different colors. We got this. We got two. I thought I had two other sets of Crazzanis too. Crazzani. Cristazi. Let me say the right words here. We've got some other weird stuff that I thought at one point or another I could possibly turn into nail art. I thought I had at least two other sets. Oh, look, we have a purple set of these. Actually, I guess the purple, the green, and this iridescent one are all the same thing, aren't they? Yeah. Oh, I'm glad I looked in here, y'all. I thought this was just some random stuff. Like, I've got some temporary tattoos that I would like to try and put on my nails. Got some old stuff in here, some stickery stuff. Ooh, I've got these little water slides that came free with something that I never used. Oh, hey, what's this? Oh, look, y'all. Little, it's from Kiss. They're little, oh, my stomach, I'm so sorry. They're little stars, squares, and circles. I don't think I like them for my tree, though, but God, I forget I have this shit. I honestly did forget that I had some of this. Those are also water decals. Super blast from the past. This is what my first Conad set came in. This little, just a couple plates. Okay, we've got my striping tape in here. I knew that was in here. And we've got some other stickers in here, and I knew those were in here. Ah, and here's the other Crazzani. Like, I would like to do some super blinged out nails with these Crazzanis at some point, like in a color gradient type of situation of some sort. Okay. We've got like these. Oh, all kinds of stickers. Okay. So this is mainly the sticker box and also other things box. So then what's in this one though? Oh, I see. It's the other glitters that aren't okay. So we've got like a lot of this kind of glitter. I wish I had a size between this and my largest size, because like this would be a really cool design, but this would be a pain in the butt for glitter placement. I mean, these are really small. And then we've got like some of this and some other glitters and some little balls and some stars, but not the stars I was looking for. Just man, I really wonder, you guys. If I made up the clear rhinestone stars, or if they're lost. Oh no, you are absolutely not alone, Musical. It's and I find it's like one of those things I really have to be mindful of. Like I was kind of discussing the other day with the cross stitch, and I went through and I was like, why did I ever buy this? You know, just to have it. And then you realize it's not something you would actually use. I try not to do that with nail stuff, but it's even harder with nail stuff because I kept these out. I really do want to have it. I think this is really very close to this one. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I would only use that many of them if I did go with this, unless I went with the larger one. But I feel like the larger size would end up looking like I had a disco ball on my Christmas tree. I feel like the larger size, the smallest size would be the way to go for just a little accent. I feel like the medium and larger ones would take away from the drip drop. I'm just looking at these on camera. They're much more iridescent than they show on there. Like they almost look clear on camera, but they're not. There. Hi, Bean. I'm sorry your chair is still covered in green polish. I hope you can find enough room to hang out, buddy. See you, buddy. Can you guys see here? His growing back fur. Looks so good. So happy about that. Okay. Hey, Jackie. Okay. I think what we need to do is to get a... Do I have a clean lid? Well, let's make a clean lid. Which one of these would be easy to... I wanna get a lid to put the decals on and to like cut them up on. Oh, and we need to get more Q-tips. I almost forgot. Almost forgot. I guess it's probably the water marbling that has really been going through the Q-tips. And the gradienting. And the nail arting everydaying. Okay, you're gonna have to go out of there because you don't fit. Oh, it's overflowing now. Our cup overfloweth with Q-tips. And orange sticks. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of this whole mess. Because I think this is all... Double check that what you're throwing away is actually all trash. Uh-oh, charging issues. Oh well, just a paper towel. I'll get that later. What is... Oh. And this is what inevitably ends up happening to my little acetone dish. It gets stuff stuck all over it. But it's okay, because sometimes I like it. It like makes it sit at a little angle, having a sponge stuck under it. So then I don't have to tip it to get like a deep pool of acetone. Yeah, I hope not either. I've had to redo my battery once, but I know not all phones are as easy to just replace the battery. Mine, it would claim it was at 60-70% battery, but then it would just die. And it turned out that the battery was just going, and it was like old, and when we took it out, the battery was actually kind of like swollen. I was like, oh yeah, I guess that probably is like a bad battery now. And I just got a replacement on Amazon and popped it in there. About the same time I popped in a memory card because the 16 gigs were just about full. Whoa, where'd that even go? And this is how I clean off my lids, you guys. Just wait for them to dry, and stuff will, if it's a pretty thick spot, it'll for the most part just pop right off like this. If you're using it for like dry brushing or something and it's more of a thin layer, that can be a little bit trickier. But then of course, just hit it up with polish remover. Get rid of any... Oop, we're wiggling all over the place, aren't we? Oh, not too bad. Clean up any extra residue, and then you've got a clean lid. Alright. So, we're not going to actually need Simply Peel today. You can go over here. What we're going to need to do is peel these up, and probably with a tweezer is not a bad idea. Clean off this tweezer so it's not got any other weird colors on it. Okay. So, I think to get this on camera, I'm going to have to slide my mat down like I did yesterday. Yeah. Actually, are we going to... Yeah, let's do like this. That's a good thing. Now, I haven't actually tried to peel these up yet, you guys. So... cross your fingers for my luck. I mean, it's not luck exactly, but we'll see here. These decals have been drying overnight, so I'm going to start peeling them up. Hopefully this is a good experience. I'm going to just find the edge and get under there with my tweezer. And then, oh, look at that. That's satisfying. I don't even need the tweezer. I'm just going to gently peel it up like that. And then I have a lid where I'm just going to kind of set them until I trim them. Oh, look at that, you guys. Oop. This is why I try to make sure that the edges are just as thick as the rest of it, so that you don't have the edges trying to peel away. Let's, oh, come on. You were the last one. You had the least amount of time to dry. Oh, you guys, it's so satisfying. Oh, I just heard of my volume isn't down or isn't up very much, but I just heard a something. You guys. When? Where are my notifications? I'm wondering if some of those are supposed to be capitalized. Sophomolibable. Or so FMLBW. Or SoftMLB. I don't know. But thank you very much for the follow. It's like I always hate when I can't pronounce people's names. But sometimes it is a mystery. Oh! Karen! Yay! And let me turn up my volume here so I can hear these. Where is my volume? Like that one I barely even heard. Even less than the follow. 10 bits with the hashtag charity. Yes. So Twitch periodically, for you guys that are not familiar with Twitch, will do lots of things for charity. I mean, there are people that do charity streams on their channel and raise money. There's stuff like AGDQ or SGDQ that raise money. There's lots of different marathons and stuff, and from time to time Twitch will do a event. A lot of times it's around a holiday or something like that, where if you cheer and you use the hashtag for the event, in this case it's real easy, hashtag charity, a percentage gets donated. I still get the full cheer, so that's a win, and Twitch donates money to charity. So if you're planning on cheering, please use the hashtag. And if you want to know more, we also have that. So yeah, the event is through the 27th. And yeah, 20 cents for every 100 bits cheered. And I mean, there's literally nothing extra you need to do other than use the hashtag. I have the hashtag on my channel, which is, I'm not even sure if that's absolutely required, but I added it on there. And I bet it's because, it looks like the special charity bit, because that's not the usual bit. But yeah, you gave me an opportunity. I had it in the title and I wanted to remember to like mention it, not to be like, hey, give me bits because it's charity, but I mean, hey, give me bits because it's charity. So yeah. I want to say they do it at least like 3 or 4 times a year. Although I can't remember the last time they did do one. I could totally be off on that. Maybe it's, no, it has to be more than that. Whoa. Because I haven't been on Twitch that long, and I've done it more than once. This is only going to be my second Christmas knowing what the hell Twitch is. So, cheering for the decals. No worries. Yeah, I think, oh, I can't, it's not going to let me see. I'm not even going to bother to click. You cannot cheer in your own channel. I was going to say, maybe it said something in there too. I know there is, on the announcement, like they send out announcements to all the affiliates and stuff. It mentioned there's a special bits thing, and I see, like, usually the icon for the 1 bit is gray. So that pretty turquoise one must be the charity one. And I'm assuming there's different for different levels, just like with the regular bits. So, like, back to the decals. I mean, we were sidetracked for a very good purpose. I'm so excited that they peeled up good. Flat, nice. They're thin. They're drier than I expected. Apparently, I would love somebody sciencey to tell me, why do decals dry faster on silicone than on plastic? Is silicone breathable? That doesn't seem right. But I'm really confident in saying that if I had tried to make these on the lid, they would not be this dry. Where is... Let's actually see here. We've got these two on this lid. Okay, can you already tell from how this is kind of bunching at the edge how much gummier it is? Can we? And it's just stuck on there more. This is something I did not really think a lot about, and I've considered myself learned something. I will never do these on my lids again. I need to, I definitely need to invest in that smaller mat, because the big one is kind of a pain in the butt to move around. I mean, even draped on like a legal size notebook, that's not big enough for the whole mat. I don't know if I can get this up at all, you guys. And this was done before. Jackie with the charity cheer. Thank you so much. And look at that. Now, that was what, a couple minutes in between. And look at, like, that just shows you how people are already getting into it, even though it's like the first day of the charity. Between Karen cheering at 341 and Jackie cheering at 346, it's gone from 14,117 to 14,263. I can only imagine how much they're going to get by the end of the charity. Thank you very much, Jackie. I'm so shocked by this. I mean, I had heard this. This is one of those things where you hear something and you pretty much trust the person who told it to you. So you're like, okay, I'll believe that. I'll do it this way. But when you actually test it and see it for yourself, this is a smaller decal. It was done before any of the 4 that we just peeled off of the silicone mat. And it is, number 1, stuck on here like a wad of gum on the bottom of your shoe. And number 2, it's not as dry. Where did that other orange stick go? That could be Karen, because I was talking about how, like, last night the 4 decals were like 4 bubbles on the mat. Like, the mat was not sitting flat. They were very much domed. And this morning, and sometimes I've had it still look a little bit domed even when they're dry. I recall that happening in particular when I did the staggered gradient. But I don't know if this one even would be usable, you guys. You see how I'm trying to be real careful here, but it's all wrinkly. This is not a good experience. If I just grab it and pull, will it even pull up? No, look it. Where? I mean, I'm kind of destroying it, but it's for learning. anybody that's doing your decals on a lid freaking do them on silicone. For real. Oh. I mean, we wouldn't be doing a manicure if I had tried to make these on a lid. We would not be doing a manicure if I had tried to make these on a lid. And that's just a fact. Let's see if we can get this at all off of here. This will go in the polish sketchbook as a moment in nail polish learning history. And I will make a note and it will say lid versus matte. Okay, the very end of it. The very end came up decently. The rest of it is basically destroyed. Basically destroyed. I mean, it's got holes in it. It's wrinkled and horrible. I legit didn't know it was this drastic. Like I said, it's not that I disbelieved it. I just... Oops, sorry guys. I'm trying to get the yellow stopper. Oh. Come here. Oh, I could touch it. Come here. Come here. God damn it. Alright. We're going to try and get that first one off of here too. We're just going to yellow stopper this right into the book. I should get another bottle of yellow stopper too if I go to Sally's. When I go to Sally's. Because this is going to be a quick, awesome manicure. And then we're going to go on about our adulting days. So. Glad I'm not trying to put that on my nails. Let's see if we can get this other one up. For science. Where are we? Here. Again, you see how it just starts to like roll instead of like how the other ones like actually let me under there? It's, you hear how stuck it is. I'm going to try and just get a really good lip and then peel it up. It's so sticky. So sticky, wet. Wet and stuck. Can I mean, try to grab it and peel it and I just pull a piece off. Macaroon. Oh, actual macaroon like cookies? Oh, does it have like outlines on it for the macaroon piping? I kind of wanted to save this one too because I mean it's the other color combination. I mean, most of the same colors. Wow. I think I'm going to leave it dry longer, you guys, and still try to salvage it. But, I mean, look what's happened to this end that I've been trying to peel. I mean, it's not... Versus... I mean, you can't make it more plain than that. Okay. So, how sharp of an angle do we want to give our Christmas trees? And what kind of spots do we want to cut out of here? I mean, I think these are all quite different. This one is very dense. This one is more airy. This one is a little bit lopsided. This one is very blobby and not round. So what we want to do is we want to find interesting spots in each of these that will still end up having similarities enough to be, you know, cool as manicure. We want the triangles to be similarly angled, although I don't think it's absolutely vital that they're like identical. Do we have any? Yeah, sometimes when you do these, you can feel them. They're peelable, but you still feel how thick they are, and you feel they're a little bit not wet. You can actually stretch them out a little bit. these I would say are not stretchable. They're still quite flexible, but they're drier than I usually am able to get with just an overnight dry on a drip marble. So, and it would be nice to be able to like possibly this is always a point where I struggle, where I'm like, which part of this is actually going to go on my nail, because there's so many good parts. I do need to definitely be very mindful though of how many I get out of each of these. I mean, I need to get at least probably 3 out of each of these, and then I'll have a couple spares. Whoa. So if I just do like visualizing, sorry. Brain can't talk and think at the same time. Okay. I think, I mean, we want probably we want to stick to mostly this orientation unless we really decide to go for the quadrants, because it'll be easiest to get the most decals out. Oh, and you can't go back once you cut, so this is your bravery test, as Bob would say. Because the lid is smooth and the mat is in comparison. I can almost see that. Because, like, I mean, yeah, I can see that. Like you said, I don't know if it's true, but it almost does make sense in a way. I mean, they're both obviously very smooth, but when you consider them compared to each other. Hi, Stephanie. All right, let's, I think I'm going to start with this one. We'll just kind of line these other ones up here to be next. And once I get going, I'm going to try and not second guess myself too much. I'm going to like pick an area that I think I really like and do it, and then see what's left and cut the rest of them from that. All right. How close are we here? I feel like that could be a little bit better. Yeah. The next step is going to be cutting the decals into triangles for the trees to apply on your nails. And I'm going to just basically go for it. I'm going to try and keep the triangles somewhat similar shaped, but I'm just going to pick where I want my first one to go, make the cut, and then cut along the other side, making the triangle. So there's our first tree, and then I'll just repeat that. So in this case, I can flip that upside down, and you know, I think I want to bring it in a little bit. So you can make judgment calls like that. So trim off that edge, give it a little bit more of an angle here, and then trim off this strip here. There we've got another tree. And they may not end up exactly the same size. You can, of course, keep trimming, but you can't add polish back, so be careful as you go along. And cut out enough for all of your nails. So I think for this one, we'll want to go about here. And then we've got this as extra. Then we'll go to this one. And I think I want to go... Ooh. I hear you. I'll be with you in just a moment. And the bottoms don't have to be even at this point because we're gonna trim off the bottoms. This is another one. See here on the edge we've got kind of a boring spot, so we're gonna trim that off. And oof, then go here like that. Ooh, that isn't quite pointed. We'll trim that back if we use that one. And then on this one, about like that. Yo, with the charity cheer. Thank you so much, yo. All right, this one. It's so blobby. I'm gonna go about right there and then right there. That's kind of cool. I feel like I maybe should have gone just a tad bit wider on that. I cut off kind of a weird amount of these. See, and then this one's gonna come out looking kind of weird. Then we've got, actually let's cut this one and see how it looks actually as a triangle, with a lot of extra green in the middle. Now, I kind of like that, but it would be very inconsistent to what the other ones are looking like. I also like this one, but where do we want to... Now, this one has kind of a weird amount of polished areas left. I'm going to kind of go here, and then there. Yeah. One more decal to cut up. Then we'll look at what we have and see if we want to like leave anything out, or if we want to... I think I kind of want to cut this right here and then trim this one up a little bit like that, and like this. That's another kind of big one, but that could be another one for a thumb. And then of this piece, where do we want to... maybe kind of like from here to down there. All right. Woofda. Okay, so which of these do we really want to do? Yeah, happy little trees, you guys. We are actually doing happy little trees. And let's give them a little friend, because everybody needs a friend. Okay, so some of these are a little bit weirder than others. Like I said, this one here has this odd kind of green, light green blurb down the middle, and I kind of like it. Do I have another one that has a lot of green like that? I think the closest similar one would maybe be this one. Could I get another triangle out of this piece? Let me... I think I can. Like that. Oh, that's a big one. So this is not a manicure, obviously, where you're going to be able to get things symmetrical on your nails, because you don't have decals that are the same. But you're going to want to, or maybe you're not going to want to keep things consistent. So... like what I'm basically looking at here is which of these am I going to want to use as a manicure, and then I would probably try to match them for both my hands. I'm just taking them off the lid so I can like line them up on my hand. I don't want to stick them back on the mat because they're harder to pick up from there. So, and point them all point up so I can see what I'm seeing. And then, how many do I actually have here? How many extras? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So we actually only have 3 extras. We've got these little bitty extra strips over here. This one maybe could be trimmed into a tree in like dire circumstances. But probably not. And the rest of these are basically just, in fact, I'm going to dump these off. Actually, I should have dumped those over here. That was silly. And the extras are going to go in the sketchbook. So let's zoom out just a touch. So which of these do I like best? And keep in mind for some nails too, like the pinky is going to be pretty little. I like this one for a pinky. And I think it would match well with... I think it would match well with this one for a pinky. Maybe? And they're not matching. I'm just... You know, you guys know me by now. I think we're going to do... Well, you're probably definitely for a thumb. So we'll put you way over here. Pinky's over here, thumb's over here. What else would go with the thumb? Possibly this one? Is that big enough? Or this one? It's very blurby. I think this one, because that's also blurby. Then we've got... I think this would match well with this one, because they both have some kind of almost whole circles on them. This one with this one if I trim it just a little bit narrower. And then, see, we've got some kind of weirdly patterned ones left, including the one with all that green. So what if I... Ooh, I dropped it. I think it's either going to go with that one or with this other one after I trim it. Where did you go? So, I kind of wish this one wasn't cracked on the edge, but can I trim it so that it's... Yeah, I don't think I am going to be able to do that one. So it'll be those two. So we are going to get to be able to use this one with a little bit of weird extra green. And then this one also has a little bit of weird extra green, although it's in a slightly different spot. So I think we'll call those for the ring fingers. Oh, their points need to be pointier, don't they? Yeah, so it feels balanced. Malachite pizza. Okay, so I think... Gonna trim from the point. And on this one, since we are kind of highlighting that weird green spot, I'm not going to trim it out. I'm going to trim it on the other side. Just enough to get the point of the tree actually pointy. And this is, of course, you don't need to be this. I mean, most people are not going to say, oh my God, that's not an exact point. But I know. And so I'm going to trim it off, because it only takes a minute. What else here? Trim this one a little bit narrower, I think. Like a pointier triangle. Like this. I think I managed to keep a pretty similar angle on most of them, except for maybe these thumb ones. This one also doesn't have a very Very pointy tip. There. And this one could maybe be a little bit narrower. Let's do like this. And then let's trim off this side a little bit. Like that. Just slightly narrower. Alright, I think those look good. I'm not going to worry about trimming the bottom until they're on my nail. And then I'm probably either going to use the nippers or the cuticle scissors. The weird green is the accent nail. It's going on my ring finger. So, right hand versus left hand. Now, we'll do, I think, like this. Oh, you know what I should do? Let's actually take a file to this right now. My thumbnails are getting a little bit too long. So I want to file them before I start this manicure. Last time I was playing Hollow Knight, I was accidentally pressing buttons with my thumbnail. Mainly, it's just my right one. But sometimes the left one too. So I try not to let either of them get too long right now. While I'm being a gamer. And that'll make it slightly easier to decal too. Well, I don't know if that actually is true. Why did I say that? Why would this make it easier? No, never mind. I didn't say that. That doesn't make an ounce of sense. Oh wait, you're right, Music Gal. God, it's literally sitting here. So I guess that was kind of for naught. I feel like this nail is close to breaking. It's got a little peely spot. Oh well. We'll wait and see and deal with it when it happens. Yeah, exactly, Karen. Okay. I think maybe in the back of my head, trying to be metacognitive, I'm thinking if I get them on the nail and I decide that I don't want to do the topper rhinestone, of course, I'm going to have to decide that before. Well, no, I'm not. Probably whether there's a rhinestone or not, I should not put the points 100% to the cuticle. Like, considering the placement. Let's zoom in here. There. So, like, we've got options. We've got right up to the cuticle. Trying to put this at an angle. Good for you guys to see it. Could do right up to the cuticle. Could do a little bit of a gap. Could do slightly more of a gap. And I mean, keep in mind where the edge of the nail is too. I think kind of close to the cuticle, but with enough room for the topper to also not be directly next to the cuticle. Is my thought. Oops. Whoops, indeed. Oh, stupid internet. If I at any point during the series unexpectedly drop out, I super apologize, because every time I've been checking my Comcast app, it keeps saying scheduled maintenance in your area, service interruptions may occur, and it makes me a little bit nervous, but I can't just, like, it's literally been saying that for like a week, so I can't just sit around waiting for them to be done. So I'm basically just hoping that whatever interruption there is, I'm not actually streaming when it happens, or that there's no interruption at all. Yeah, this patch I bet we're really gonna have to. Oh, we were talking about this other patch too, weren't we? We're gonna do a quick dirty repair, and maybe tomorrow we'll do all fresh patches after I get fresh gel from Sally's. That seems like a really good idea. Yeah, I usually, I know a lot of people have a lot of problems with Comcast. Knock on wood, Comcast has been really good for me. I mean, the one time I did have an issue where I actually had to drop stream, it was not Comcast, it was my computer. We've been going for an hour and 28 minutes. I've dropped 171 frames. So to put that in perspective, I'm streaming at either 30 or 60 frames per second. So 171 frames is negligible. And Twitch has a thing where you can check they call it your stream health. And my stream health is always really good. So as long as Comcast doesn't do their scheduled maintenance while I'm streaming, while I'm not a fan, I'm also not a hater. Sometimes it is Twitch too. That's why a lot of times, I mean, if you're ever having problems, you know, ask in chat, is anybody else having problems? And a lot of times it's like, you know, people think it's on their end or they think it's Twitch, and then like they say something and it actually does turn out to be like the stream. Or any other weird problem, like if I'm muted, which I seem to have a huge problem remembering not to have myself muted. And I get in the habit of pointing out all those things, especially because in channels that I'm a mod for, I mean, that's kind of like part of my job. So since I'm messing with the other one, and we do have a little catch here, we're just going to very slightly cap off that corner. Very little on the underside, mostly on the edge, a little tiny bit on the top. And hopefully that will keep that one in good shape until we can redo it. And then this one over here, we're going to do just like we did yesterday. Go in from the underside and kind of hope for the best. And reinforce on the top. So get in there, right there. Flex that brake a little bit. Not too much, because we don't want to disturb the silk that is still holding on the top. And then reinforce the top and get that side. The side is the most vulnerable spot. And then with the cure spray. Making sure to get the underside. And then we should be good, at least until tomorrow. Whoa, don't fall on the floor, orange stick. Yeah. There must not be too much left in my gel either, because the cure spray is getting low. And usually one bottle of gel and one bottle of cure spray pretty much are the same length of time. Like the sizes are pretty accurate as far as, you know, one thing that you need to use the other thing. It's not like you're constantly running out of one and not the other. So, again, just my usual little small buff. Make sure everything is smooth. Are you dry? Not yet. Did you miss getting sprayed? Okay. So, yeah, I mean, we've had Comcast since before it was Comcast. Well, so it was Comcast. Before that, it was Time Warner. Before that, it was at least two other things in Minneapolis. Paragon cable was before Time Warner. And what was before Paragon? I don't know. It's too far back in the memory banks, y'all. Alright, give this one just a little quick small buff. Okay. This can go up here. This can go over here. This can go over here. Don't know which of these I'm really going to need to use. Probably not this one, though. I wonder what Clark's barking at. 9 designs done for 12 days of Christmas. Number 10. Oh, I love that marble. I love it. All right. Let's swipe down all the nails and get to the manicure. 10 minutes. You'll at least get to see me get to the silver musicale. I don't know if I can quite get to the decals in that time. I'm liking how these decals turned out, though. And I'm super, let me say again, super impressed with the dry time on the Miracle Matte. It's not a minor difference. We still can't get up one of the decals off of the lid. So, lids are officially for testing only. I mean, obviously for testing, I wouldn't want to just be doing it on my mat because sometimes I'm doing a lot of testing. The mat would just be full and I would just be putting my elbows in polish all the time, and then you got to find somewhere to set it. I mean, it's much easier to find a place to set a lid than it's a place to set the Miracle Matte. And I got a little bit of blue, like in the cuticles. It's not too bad. I'm sure my camera will show it to fine effect, because it's like somebody said they didn't think my old videos were bad, but like this new camera is so much clearer. It seems like it's even clearer just because, I mean, the other one was 1080p also, but it was only 30 frames per second. This is 1080 with 60 frames per second. So, I guess it's those double extra frames are really making the difference. $14 to $20. Never gonna do this again, Mino. You'll change your mind next year, and then halfway through you'll be like, shit, I was right. I should never have done this again. Oh, I mean, I would assume they're busy because of holidays, but that's kind of something that should take priority if you're trying to be a small business person. I've only ordered from Etsy a couple times, and both were really, really good experiences. I ordered my mini mandala from Elspeth McLean before she moved all her ordering to her website, and then I ordered my dad a Christmas present on there this year. Oh, the arm knitting. That looks fun, but also hard, because, like, you got all this stuff, plus you got to find, like, the gigantic yarn to go with it. Okay, let's, did I go over the colors? I'm really trying to remember if I went over the colors last night or not when I recorded the decals, or if I just... I don't think I did. We're going to go with not. I know I could go back and look, but I'm not gonna. I think we can zoom in a bit for this. Yeah. Starting off with clean, dry nails, I'm going to begin with a base coat. I'm using Ready for Takeoff, which is a peel-off base, and you can use whichever is your personal favorite. One other thing I'm trying to be aware of is, like, where I am in proximity to my camera's microphone, so that it doesn't sound weird like when I'm moving from up here to down here, because it's stereo, and I don't know how weird that might sound if I'm moving from being, like, directly in front of it. Like, when I'm up here, I'm pretty much directly in front of the microphone, but I don't always have the best angle on my nails. But if I move for the best angle on my nails, then I might not be getting my voice picked up properly. And as I've discussed, I'm not quite ready to go for that separate audio track or voiceovers. I've never, like, not that there's anything wrong with voiceovers, but I just have trouble seeing them as anything other than extra work. Like, you record this whole tutorial and then you got to go record this whole voiceover for it too. And then you got to put them together and like sync it so that the voiceover is actually talking over the correct amount of video. Like, what if you don't have enough video for what you want to talk about? What if you have too much video for what you want to talk about? I don't know. I've always just found it more natural to say what I'm doing as I'm doing it. And I'm going to continue doing it that way because that's what works for me. And if doing it voiceover works for you better, then that's the way that you should do it. It's your world. There's a Bob Ross quote for everything, I swear to God. All right. Wood instead of metal, yeah. Yeah, I mean, my desktop underneath the mat is testament to what happens to what happens to nail artists when their stuff is not completely acetone proof. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I suppose you could maybe cover the wood one with something, or I don't know. How does resin react to acetone? I actually don't know that. I wonder if you were able to like resin coat the wood, if that would be enough to protect it from the acetone. 6 days, yeah. Yeah. Oh, he responded to your first question and then silence. Well, and it's one thing because I'm pretty sure that Etsy allows you to set up like away or out of office messages if you are, or even just, you know, hey, it's holiday season, responses may be delayed, automatic response. Maybe I'm wrong, but that seems like something that they absolutely would or could or should, if they don't, have in there. No, I know what you mean, Musical, about, yeah, if they hadn't responded at all, it would feel less rude. Because now you feel ghosted, because they said something and now they're like drawing you along. Yeah, that's super frustrating. I'm glad I've had good luck. Good luck so far. Okay, so we'll just go over the colors that we used in the decal. It's always a little bit weird because I'm like, usually when I'm recording a tutorial, with the exception of the intro and the outro, everything is kind of in the order that it's being done. So obviously we've already made the decals. We've already cut out the decals. So like figuring out how that's slotting into when I edit it and what I need to say in preparation of that and what I need to include in the current. Excuse me. Oh my God, I didn't even try to muffle that at all. I so apologize. Sorry, not sorry kind of apology, but you know, I don't know why tea appears to make me burp, other than, like I've said, that I tend to slurp. I mean, burp is just escaping air, most cases. I suppose could also be gases, when foods get in your stomach and do things together. But I think my own burping is just due to slurping. Haha, it rhymed. I am feeling like I'm starting to get a little bit sleep deprived. Oh, Musical's gotta go. Oh, anytime you want to vent. I mean, I know the rules say keep it positive, but I don't feel like you were going in a negative place. You were just getting it off your chest a little bit. And that's perfectly fine. We're here for you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Yeah. Oh, my old keyboard was such a shame. And I thought I was going to keep this new keyboard nice and clean and free of acetone and free of crumbs. And I was never going to have my keyboard drawer open if I was eating at my desk and all this, what turned out to be bullshit. So the other thing with them being this dry, I kind of didn't mention it before. You guys saw I did get out the yellow stopper. I think you almost... Why do I feel like this smooth matte finish helps show how dry it is? Stuff peeling off of the Miracle Matte always has that kind of a finish. It is a little bit of a different finish than stuff peeled off of the lids now that I think about it. Where are some of those little things I popped off? Like here. Do you see how shiny? Where's the light? See how shiny that is? That's one of the little dots of polish that I popped off of the lid that I cleaned, compared to this is really like a matte satin finish. I think that speaks to, like we're saying, the smoothness of the matte compared to the smoothness of the lid. They're two different smoothnesses. Get off of me, little tiny piece of polish. But since these are so dry, like sometimes if your decals are still slightly wet or you feel them and they're a little sticky or gummy, then you may not need anything to help them stick on your nails. You also certainly can use like just the wet polish, like just go in really fast after the silver had dried and use the wet polish as an to adhere them. My preference is to let the base color dry a little bit more and then do each one as I'm going along. So like with the yellow stopper, apply the decal, you know, make sure it's in the right place. Probably trim up the decal and then move to the next nail, yellow stopper decal, trim, instead of trying to, you know, yellow stopper all my nails or whatever. And because the silver is dry underneath and the yellow stopper is clear, you don't run into any problems with, like if you try to just put a thick wet coat of silver, that could ooze up around the edges of your decal and then you'll have silver where you don't want silver to be. So there is a method behind the madness, and nobody asked, but maybe somebody was wondering. Or maybe somebody in the future on YouTube is wondering, and now they know. So we'll go over these colors. We'll mention the yellow stopper. We'll paint on our silver. We will move forward. That's better. Why were you giving me such attitude focusing earlier, camera? Now you're behaving. The colors that I'm going to be using today are, once again, Zoya. For the Drip Drop Blobbicure, I'm going to be using Ness, Wyatt, and Merida. Oh, I just remembered. Wait. Merida. Merida? I was corrected yesterday. Merida. It doesn't roll off my tongue. I've been calling this thing Merida since I got it. Merida. Like the movie I've never seen. The colors that I'm using today are from Zoya. For the Drip Drop Blobbicure, I'm going to be using Ness, Wyatt, and Merida. For my base color, I'll be using Trixie, and then to adhere the decals, I'll be using Yellow Stopper. I mean, I guess the Yellow Stopper's not from Zoya, but people can see that. Now let's see. I'm thinking we probably will need 2 coats of Trixie. She's very foily, and you probably could glom on a thick coat and get her fully opaque. But we have time to do 2 coats. Try to have a neat manicure for once. I'm so bad at just painting messy and cleaning it up afterwards. And you see like these Russian nail tech videos on Instagram, and they're like coming just right up next to the sidewall, right up next to the cuticle flawlessly. Alright. I like Trixie. I'm surprised Trixie isn't emptier than she is. I like her so much. And I can't wait for the water marble with these colors, you guys. I think that's going to be so great. Where'd it go? This is what we're going to be working on tomorrow evening. And I may need to go back to the video for reference and see quite exactly what I did with the drops there, because I remember it was not just a regular set of drops. And then tomorrow afternoon, I think, is going to be the remaining testing, which is not a whole ton, but just need to work a few things out. Got a beanie hair there. I need to find a white and an off-white that marble together for the one that I'll be doing with chromes. And then I need to just finalize exactly the design for the final day. Like the one I'm doing with chromes, I think I'm just going to stick with petals just because those are traditional. They're pretty clean compared to like some of the more strokey patterns or some of the more random patterns, or like a spiral or something. I feel like that would be really difficult to trace, which is what I'm going to have to do to get the chrome to adhere properly. I'm going to be tracing the water marble with gel top coat once it's fully dry, and then applying the chrome. So I thought that the petals would be easy to do that with. And then for the last day, I was leaning toward petals until I realized that would be like 2 days of petals in a row. I was like, well, maybe pointed petals, because I want it to be a simple, clean design, but I also want it to be able to show all the colors that I'm using. So I was also thinking, well, maybe I want to go for one of the kind of organic-y striped designs, or a swirly design, or something. So really, I've marbled with the color paints before. I know that they all marble perfectly fine. It really is just going to be a matter of finalizing the design. Is this? Well, we'll just leave it there. One more coat of the silver here. And then I'll probably clean it up just to make sure everything is neat. And it's got a very foily finish. You know, it's not a chrome silver, but it's not as textured as some. God, that patch really needs... Is that showing up on camera? You see that spot right there? That's the edge of the patch. Most of that should be covered up by the tree, luckily. It's the edges of the silk fibers peeking out. Maybe I should start wrapping my tips on the second coat. I wonder if that would help me improve wear with the peel off. Because usually I only wrap the first coat of color and then the top coat. And then I realized I unintentionally wrapped at least one of these tips on the second coat, and then I thought about maybe I should be doing that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if those were limited edition in the first place, but I really should look into getting a backup set of those because they work so well for everything, and I've used them often. And for anybody who's not familiar with the color paints are a collection from OPI They come with a silver that's kind of similar to this one, except very chromier, much, much smoother of a finish. And then 8 jelly polishes that are, you know, transparent, that you can just do a variety of things together. And they work for water marbling excellently, the whole collection. And if you're thinking like, well, 8 plus a base color is a weird number for a collection. Yes, it is. But it's like Roy G. Biv plus pink, basically. Although, actually, there's not actually a blue. There's an indigo and a turquoise, but I don't think there is actually a blue. But the indigo is very blue-leaning. Okay. Let's do cleanup. Even though I think, which one was that? I left the cleanup out of the video. It just didn't seem like it was necessary. It didn't really show that much. But you don't have a decision if you don't record it. So if you're thinking about recording tutorials, you're like, oh man, that's extra. Like, I don't know if I want to record that or not. Record it. You can always not use it, but you can't use something that doesn't exist. You know what I mean? Like, you might regret not recording it later, and you can't really go back in most of the cases. Yes, it will take up room, and yes, storage is an option once you start doing like a lot of tutorials and stuff. And me especially, like, I don't know. Like, I live stream. Live streams are huge. I've still been keeping local copies because, as I mentioned before, number one, don't trust YouTube to keep anything safe, quote unquote, for you. Twitch doesn't keep them longer than a couple weeks unless you highlight them, and even then, people have lost highlights and stuff. But it's like, man, how many external drives am I gonna end up with here? I don't know. And then I was looking at other options and like compression and stuff, and I was like, as I thought, once you compress a video, you can't uncompress it back to its original quality. So I don't want to lose my quality, so I don't really want to compress my video. So that means I gotta find lots and lots of storage. And I'm adding, 12 days of Christmas adds hugely to that on both the tutorial and the streaming side. Like December, I put out as much, gigs in December as like any 3 or 4 other months combined. Oh, I am still recording. Ha, that would be nice to remember. I think that's pretty good. It's getting dark. What time is it? 4:43. Okay. I think just a couple other little small places here. And the other hand. And then we'll get to applying the decals. That should hopefully go pretty quickly. And then top coat. Yeah, the red is more magenta. Like, the pink is pink, but the red is not as red as you would expect it to be. Like, considering that there is a pink in the same collection, the red is not as bold. But then on the other hand, it's like it's a jelly. How bold can it really be? But I think they could have changed that a little bit. I would love to see a color paints version too. I would love to see in some more non-primary colors. Or just a re-release. I should look into that. I hope I don't have trouble finding them now that I've decided I should get backups. Because that's happened. Like, oh, I want a backup of such and such. Sorry, that doesn't exist anymore. And just getting these little silver bits from around the edges. And cleaning up our cuticles. Now, once I'm done with this, I should pour a little bit more acetone too, because we will need to use a little bit at the tip of the nail. We'll trim it as close as we can. But generally with decals, like the edges and the tips usually need a little bit of like melting with acetone to really get perfectly close and tight. And I mean, I think it did well. I don't know why companies like don't. It's like they do something really cool, and then instead of following it up with something equally cool, they just go back to their same old formula. You know, like OPI's formula seems to be like, well, let's make a collection and name it after a place. Got France and Swiss and all. I mean, I couldn't even tell you all the ones of their collections that are named after places, which is fine, but it's a bit boring. OPI. I usually find that I like their other collections more than I like their location collections. It depends. Like, can it be both? Because I love the glitter, but I don't like having it all over everything. Why do people K-turn when there's cars parked on both sides of the street? Like, is that really easy than going around the fucking block? Or going to the end of the block and pulling a proper U-turn? Quit K-turning! Okay, sorry. Looking out my window and seeing shit that annoys me. Okay, I think we're pretty good and clean here. We're going to want a little bit more acetone. And we've got these done. These all probably can go up here. I don't think I'll really need my tweezer for this probably either. Another one. Another one. Another K-turner. Oh. Wonder what I'll use to. I wonder how the yellow stopper would work for sticking rhinestones. Have you guys ever used yellow stopper for your rhinestones too? We'll decide. Otherwise, I should maybe get out something else for the rhinestones. Excuse me. Excuse me with my burping. All right. A DJ Khaled impersonation. Wait, which part, Moon Bandit? Oh, another one. Another one. That's it. No, it actually was another one. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, glitter Christmas trees. It's like if you're going to adhere glitter to something, use really good glue and get rid of your excess so that you don't want your not clients, your, what is the word, you guys? People that buy stuff from people, but not clients. The brain fart is so real. Anyway, you don't want to give them glitter herpes. Nobody wants glitter herpes. We may or may not need the tweezer. All right, guys, here we go. So I've got my base color applied. I have all my little Christmas tree decals on the lid here. I've got a tweezer just to get them up from the lid a little bit easier, but I think I'll be using my fingers to place them since they're pretty good sized. Once I get the yellow stopper on, I'm going to be going to aim the point not quite to the cuticle. I want to leave a little bit of room for possibly a rhinestone accent. I'm going to decide for sure once the trees are on, and still a little bit of silver visible. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the yellow stopper right down the center and all the way to the tip. And then I'm going to go ahead and Whoa, you're a little bit wet, aren't you? I should maybe let that dry a little bit more. No, that's okay. I think. This is my shortest nail right now, so this is going to be the biggest challenge. I was going to trim it, but because it's sliding around, I'm going to go ahead and place them on my other nails and then come back and do the trimming. I'll try to use thinner layers of yellow stopper on my other nails too. Like that. Shit. Come here, little tree. Come here, little tree. I scraped it. I scraped a hole in it, you guys. Be careful with your decals. I think it should be off the end of the finger, though. So, about like that. These are so thick. Probably going to need 2 coats of top coat. Is that pretty well centered, though? Yeah, that worked better with the thinner coat of the yellow stopper also. Like a lot better. Alright, here we go. Little, and you can move them around a little bit. I mean, you don't want them sliding all over the place, but you can adjust them. And if you don't want to get your finger like right into the yellow stopper, you can use your orange stick to drag it around a little bit. Make sure, like we said, we want the bottom corners going over the bottom corners of the nail. Can we pull you up just a little bit, like that much? There we go. Leave the Moon Bandit. No. Customers. Oh my god. Yo, that's not a hard word. I don't know why that word would not come out of my mouth. God, because I'm a spaz, like I said. The sleep deprivation is starting to set in, y'all. It's the editing. It's the editing that's getting me. Whoa. Like, I do approve of my getting the editing done before I'm allowing myself to go to bed, but sometimes it's really keeping me up late. And then when I'm planning to stream, I obviously can't just, like, sleep in as late as I want to. Is that straight? There. Leave the triangles untrimmed. Moon Bandit, what kind of stream do you think this is? Next, you'll be wanting bubble nails. Damn it. Finally. That will never happen. There are some things, I mean, they say never. Duck tip nails will never happen. So is this, that's pretty straight. Leave the triangles untrimmed. Maybe I should take a picture. I don't feel like unmounting my camera. You guys, this is going to be the first picture in my other new camera. Let's stick a battery in here. It doesn't even have its battery in. This way. Fuzzy nails. Those are a thing. Hello, new camera. Both of my new cameras, can you guys see this? Let me go like this. Have here. How could you fucking possibly do anything with nails shaped like that? Of course, people say that about my nails. It's got this little thing on the side here. Come on. For the flash. Like, I haven't had a camera where the flash is like down in there. God, it's hard to even pose my hand. It's going to be all weird because it's not going to have a dark background like most of my pictures. Maybe if I go toward the window. My room is so well lit right now. Get it with the green polishes in the back and beanie. Let's artistically compose this meme shot here. Alright, it's immortalized, Moon Bandit, just for you. And then I gotta manually push the flashback down. First world problem, seriously though. Okay, we're pushing these flat. I think I did a pretty good job already. But we're really pushing them flat now that the yellow stopper is a little bit more dried. The thing with yellow stopper is there is a sweet spot. Oh, I dinged the silver. Dang it. I'll fix it. There's a sweet spot between it being too wet and between it all of a sudden being fully dry and not sticky anymore. I don't find it to be hardly sticky at all when it's fully dry. So you got to kind of catch it in its nice little tacky state. We see the little ding I did right there? Oh yeah, it's super obvious. We'll just get a little bit of... Don't mind that at all, you guys. Don't mind that little tiny dent. Also, hi Ninja. Did I see Ninja? No. I saw a chicken and it made me think of Ninja. Moon. It's all Moon's fault. Yeah. Sorry, got an itch here. Other uses for your cleanup brush, not the brush end. Alright. So, despite Moon Bandit's pleas, we are not leaving the triangles untrimmed. We are not doing Blobbicure duck nails. I think we're gonna use the cuticle nippers. I think that'll be easiest. We're gonna close this so that we don't spill it. I don't know if I could function with properly shaped nails this long. Well, actually, I have functioned with properly shaped nails this long. Probably. Yeah. I mean, not like this shaped, but when I look at how much there is on the underside, my nails actually probably have at one point been like that long. When I look at some of my older pictures, like there was a point where I think I was like a little bit in denial. Like I look at the pictures now and I'm like... But right now we're gonna trim these. All right, and I already explained that I'm gonna trim them. I don't think I mentioned I was gonna use a cuticle nipper. Once these are fairly well adhered, once the yellow stopper has slightly dried, you can go ahead and trim them. I'm gonna use a cuticle nipper, and just from the underside, I'm gonna get as close to the tip of the nail as I can. Trim it off. Trim off that little extra tiny piece I can see there. I'm going to repeat that for all my nails, and then if I need to get any closer, I'll use my cleanup brush and polish remover right at the tip. There. See, and then we've got little Christmas trees! So cute. And last night was like... It's always funny when I say something and then I look in chat and you guys are saying like the exact same thing. But last night was particularly hilarious to me for some reason. Alright, this is a little bit of an awkward angle. This decal has a couple little rips in it too, but... I think it's okay. It's quite close to the edge. I can feel that it's thinner than some of the other ones I was working with. Alright. So, see how we've got these couple little sharp edges here? What we're going to do is with our brush, we're just going to take and go like this. Like against the flat side of the brush. We're not using the bristles. We're just like... See where the green ends up on the brush, we're using the side of it. Not dripping in acetone, just enough to get these little harsh corners and smooth them out. Then you can check, like, from the underside, like, do I need to get a little bit more in here? And I'm not going to get, like, too into it, again, because this is a short-term manicure. If you were going to wear this for, like, many days, I would suggest trying, if you're able to almost wrap your tip with the decal. Definitely make sure there's no, like, edges that could possibly catch on something. Particularly, of course, everything goes double when we're talking with peel-off base coat involved. But in this case, I'm just going to get them so that they look decent, and then we're going to move on. Just getting all those little corners and edges. And you can, of course, I mean, spend more time with the cuticle nippers to minimize this section also. But it's pretty easy. Easier than most of the time with decals. Like I said, you're working all along the side of your nail and at the cuticle. In this case, you're just kind of dealing with those couple little edges. Okay. You can see a little bit where that decal ripped right there, but that's minor. Oh, they're so cute, you guys. I'm liking these. They're so cute. All right, let's get this other hand done. Oh. 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 Okay, now let's get it done. Yeah, he is. He really is. I mean, it's a big pile. Can I? Look at all that green. Green. Still hot, you guys. I might have to get another one of those. Might have to. Okay, so thin coat of the yellow stopper. And I'm like going mainly down the center. I'm not doing the whole nail because we're not sticking the vinyl on the whole nail. The decal. But I am making sure to do like the whole edge of my tip, because that is where we're going. Ooh, my left hand is a little bit tremory. So we'll try to just get these similar to the other hand. I mean, I did a pretty good job, I think. These are all pretty close to the same amount from the top. Like, I wanted it close. I wanted it more than halfway up the nail, but I didn't want it, like, super close. Like I said, we want enough space to do the little accent rhinestone at the tip if we decide to do that, which I'm leaning towards. I'm leaning towards. Even though it is so cute even without it. Alright, let's... God, that really shows, like... it's not as obvious on camera. My hands feel so shaky today. See, I feel like this one is slightly, maybe a little bit narrow, because it's almost not covering the edge of the nail. Like when you look here, it's like perfectly at the edge as opposed to this one, which like overlaps just a little bit. See what I mean for the difference? It's like this one was almost too narrow, but it's not. Almost is not too much. Let's press it down a little bit. This one I feel like I could have possibly made a little bit skinnier. Again, though, I think they're close enough that they do appear consistent to the naked eye. Actually, this one is pretty good. Barely on one of my slightly curved nails, so it's kind of difficult to get it perfectly. Actually, that's pretty good. Perfectly centered. Alright. Whoa. Okay. Almost thought it was headed for the floor. Actually, a little bit there. Oofta. Starting to feel it a little bit in my back. Probably because we did 2 nail art streams yesterday. Anybody that missed out, we did these decals last night. That's how we're playing with them today. We were planning to do the green polish testing. We didn't really know what we were doing. I'd kind of decided I thought I was going in a water splash or color splash direction. And then somebody said something about malachite, and then I decided to do this. I almost regret it a little bit because I haven't done a splash in quite a while. So I think I don't want to like completely give up on that idea, or not give up on it, but I don't want to forget about it. Looks crooked. Pull it this way. Yeah. I don't want to forget about it. I'd like to try and revisit that like after the holidays, because it's a cool technique. I wanted to do it in purples, and I didn't really ever find purples that worked when I was looking. I mean, I'm sure I have some purples that'll work. I'm sure of it, because, you know, got a pretty hefty collection. All right. So, we know which one Moon Bandit prefers. It looks so weird. This one looks a little crooked, but it's too late now. They're adorable, though. And I hope, yeah, see like the details of the blobby design. All right, we'll catch our pieces on here this time. That'll be smart. All right, right at the tip. And I like the nippers because they let you get right next to something, as opposed to maybe on the next nail I'll show you the difference between that and like the cuticle scissors. And it's another thing. It's your personal preference, or you know, actually what you have around. If you don't have a cuticle nippers, then for sure go with scissors. Even could use the bigger scissors, but like, so cuticle nippers, I mean, for anybody that doesn't know, they come together like that. That's actually the blade. It looks like a gap on camera, but that's the blades coming together like that. So you can get up right up next to something and cut right next to each other. Whereas opposed to a scissors, of course, they're cutting in between the blades. So if you get as close as you think you can get and cut, you're still left with that little ridge. Not ridge, that's not a ridge. That the word's gone, you guys. The word's gone like customer was gone. Anyway, you're just not getting as close. So like usually for decals, I will prefer a cuticle nipper. When you're going around like your actual cuticle area or the sides, it's a little bit different, because if the decal is mainly stuck on the center of your nail and there's maybe a little flap at the edge of your nail, you can maybe go in and cut like a little closer than you think you want to cut with the cuticle scissors, and get as close as you could with the nippers, and then like repress it down. These ones, what are these? I thought they were Revlon, but it doesn't say anything on them. So they're probably not, because all Revlon stuff has it. Like what you really want, I would say maybe not the cheapest cheap ones. If these are not Revlon, they're probably that Trim, I think is the brand that they sell at Target. I mean, you can get very expensive with them, but they don't have to be expensive. And you don't need something maybe that is as good as like, they're just decals. You basically just need something that is sharp and that comes fully together. Some of the really cheap ones, when you look at them, when they're pinched together, instead of the whole blades coming together like that, it will be uneven, so that there will be, like, they'll come together at the point and then there will be a little bit of gap. That would be the main thing. And sometimes it can be hard to tell if they're in open position in the package, how they're going to look when they close. But to me, a nice sharp one that closes fully should be fine, even if it's a cheapo one. Of course, as far as, you know, like lasting and all that, you know, who's to say? But definitely you don't need like the $20 cuticle nippers. I was looking at the same thing when I was buying a new pair of tweezers the other day, because one of the tweezers actually broke because it like just had too much tweezing. The metal fatigued. And like, there's such a wide range of tweezers. There's tweezers from like $2 to like, you know, $50. Maybe not 50, but like more than I was willing to pay for tweezers. Gold coated tweezers. What do your tweezers need to be coated in gold for? Like, certain things, like for electronics, I get it that like gold is actually a better conductor. It's not completely a gimmick. But I don't think my tweezers need to be coated in gold. And you can't convince me that they should be Revlon. I tease Revlon, but the ones I picked up actually I think were Revlon. They just weren't the damn gold covered ones. Yeah, and sometimes Dollar Tree has some stuff that's like name brand, that just whatever. That's why I like Dollar Tree over other dollar stores. A lot of other dollar stores seems like it's, you know, weird, slightly off brands you've never heard of, or that are trying to sound like an actual brand. What was that? A raid? Artemis! Hello! How are you? More Spyro? Or did you wrap that up? How did your stream go? Do I have... Is Moon still here? Moon should still be here. Give Artie a shout out, Moon. I'm trying to remember to shout people out when they host me or raid me, because I do so appreciate it. And welcome to everybody that's coming in with Artie to not quite the end of the manicure, but we're a good ways in. We've got these awesome Christmas tree decals that we started off working on last night. And yeah, oh, did you even do that before I asked, Moon Bandit? I'm just like looking. Wrap that up. Played some Katamari. I am not familiar with that game. Hey, Squid. Copper is a better conductor than gold. Gold is only used on parts that are susceptible to oxidation. Knowledge, you guys. We're learning so many things today. Thank you, Squid. And hey, Choco. ATM raid, please insert months. Oh. Yeah, and a shout out for when I said, thank you, Moon. You're best mod today. Be sure to clip me saying that and send it to Dr. Crotron, because he clipped me telling him he was best mod the other day. I always check, you know, after stream you can view what clips were created of your stream, and the clip is entitled Proof, and it's me I don't even remember what he did, but yeah, it was me telling Dr. Crotron he was best mod. So Moon not only shouted out before I even asked for a shout out, but then she also shouted out when I told her to. Moon is best mod. Boone is perhaps also only mod today. Yeah, that's what I figured too. Plus, a lot of the time it's like, you know what? I don't know how you guys are getting your cables also oxidized. Like, I have a bunch of old stuff that's not gold that is still perfectly fine and usable. It's lit. Thank you, Chaco. Yeah, we learned things today, you guys. So I can actually show you, because we never finished peeling these off because problems. We learned that the plastic lid is not as good as the silicone mat. This is what the tree started out as. This is called a Drip Drop Blobbicure. And basically you start out with wet polish. You do some drops of one color. you do some drops of another color, you do all that, and then you leave it to dry overnight. And these ones on the lid, yeah, that one still doesn't want to come off, you guys. We're just horrible. But luckily, the ones that I wanted to use were done on my trusty Miracle Mat. Where's Luke with the upside down Miracle Mat? That's like his cue to come in. And I had heard that they dry faster on silicone than on lids, and it really was very clearly demonstrated because these peeled off really nice, and the ones on the lid did not. Yeah, usually if I'm getting a cable for something, it's not like... I'm usually just looking for a cable, and I don't want to buy an expensive cable. I just want like a cable, and I'll usually go with maybe not the cheapest cheap thing Amazon pops up for me, but I'm really not trying to spend any extra money on that of all things. All right, so after we finished cleaning up these edges, basically what we did is we took those big fat decals and we cut them into triangles, and then we stuck them on our nails. We just got finished trimming off the excess, and now we're neatening a little further with acetone. And like I said, I'm using the side of the brush. You guys can see we're getting green all over it there. And once we finish that, we're going to add a rhinestone, we're going to add top coat, and we're going to call it a day. And well, it's 5:60. I guess that's not super early. I guess we were slightly distracted with our learnings of silicone mats and such earlier. I thought this might be a little faster of a stream. Of course, I didn't get started on time either, did I? All right, I think we're just about ready here. Let's prepare our rhinestones. So what I usually do, we've got this. Ooh. Okay. We're gonna go with the Aurora Borealis ones, and let's. Can I scoop you guys out? Maybe. That's a one. Go there. And rhinestones can be kind of a pain in the butt to work with. I'm not gonna lie, they are. These little wheels can be a pain in the butt to work with too. I'm trying to just get out several at a time. What is that? 4? Get off. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and a couple extra for good measure. Close this so we don't spill it. And then I'm going to try to flip these proper side up so that when we go to grab them, they're ready. So yeah, these have just a little bit of an iridescent sheen to them. And this is going to be our tree topper. Oops. Come on here. And yeah, I didn't see if anybody answered me earlier if we can use yellow stopper to adhere things, so we're just going to try it because I don't feel like digging for anything else right now. It should be fine, right? Should be fine for at least a day till tomorrow. Because anybody that's not watching, we are heavily into my 12 days of Christmas nail art. This is day 7. Yeah, well, and you know, with drip marbles, you have to be able to pick it up and manipulate it. I'm going to have to move up on my to-do list ordering the small silicone mat. Because I think that is probably exactly when I started doing them on lids, because the drip marble requires you to be able to move it around. D&D time. Have fun, Chaco. Thanks for popping in. Yeah. I mean, I'm just so impressed with how well the silicone mat worked. Okay. Let's scoot you over here by the rest of your little friends. All right. I decided the tree does need a little topper, so we're going to be using these little iridescent rhinestones. I've already got a handful of them out here. And I'm once again going to be using the yellow stopper to adhere. In this case, I'm just going to use a tiny little smidgen right at the tip of the tree. I'm going to pick up a rhinestone and carefully place it at the top. I'm going to press it down into that yellow stopper. Try to make sure it stays centered on top of the tree also. And I'm going to repeat that on all my nails. I feel like it would be really cool if this was going to be a longer wearing manicure too. I don't think I'd want to use that many rhinestones for a temporary manicure, but to do like a drip drop Blobbicure and put like a rhinestone in the middle of each drop, or each like circular part of the design, I feel like that would be pretty cool. Oh, get on there. Get centered. Did I forget to remove my videos off of my camera again? I think I did. Well, we got enough of this. I'll clean it. I'll clear it off in just a second. I thought I had at least enough room to finish recording this. You know, I don't even remember if I downloaded my pictures off of here after yesterday's stream. It's so cute. Yeah, there are small ones, Karen. What brand is it? What's Up Nails has one that's smaller than this. I think it's Uber Chic or Uber Chic. Which is it? And I want to say it's 8 by 10. There we go. All right, I'm just going to give these guys a press, like an extra press, down into that yellow stopper. Oops, stay centered. You still centered? No. There. Better to top coat first so you don't top coat the rhinestones. It depends. So the thing with top coat is not very sticky for rhinestones. And if you do like a little something on top, you have to be very careful that you don't get like, it's maybe hard. If I zoom in, you guys might be able to see. So like some of these have just a little bit of like the yellow stopper pooling out from underneath the rhinestone. Like as you push it, it creates a little pool. So if you do that on top of the top coat, that's not going to be very cute. If you apply it directly into the top coat, it may not stick. But if you top coat over it, then you're going to lose any facets on the rhinestone. So your options are either top coat over it, don't worry about the rhinestones. Top coat over, but like as you're stroking, like stroke around the rhinestone, which I always find is kind of a lot of work. Or use gel top coat, because gel top coat will grab the hell out of some rhinestones. I usually will top coat over. I have on occasion tried to top coat around them and not been super happy with the results. In this case, I don't feel like these particular rhinestones, I don't feel like the faceting is actually super obvious. Sometimes more than others, depending on the rhinestone. But they kind of already look like cabochons. Like, I don't think the facets really show up very well at all on the webcam. So, yes and no, Mrs. Shrado. And welcome. Hello. Small round rhinestones or small round mats? Yo. Yeah, Born Pretty has some good stuff, but I won't shop with them because they stole from me. Yeah, they stole one of my water marble designs, Mino, and put it on a water marble plate. Stamping plate. Without permission. And without credit. And without compensation. So, they are forever on my shit list. The mats. Yeah, I've never ordered from Wish. Yo, I've heard mixed things. Okay, so what is still on here? Is the icicle reciprocal still on here? It is not. So, what can I delete here? How did I use up that much room? I do remember there were a couple long ones before. I need to make sure that I'm not deleting something that I haven't uploaded yet. So let me just check in here. Yeah. And I mean, they're a Chinese company, so there's limited I can do. I attempted to reach out to them and call them on it. You know, they were like, oh, it's not similar. Look at this little tiny spot here that's not similar. It's like, look, they're fucking obviously damn near identical, you lying bastards. And they've done it to other nail artists too, I've heard. I don't know details, but yeah, Born Pretty is, I mean, and it's a really affordable, you know, I used to recommend them for sure. They're affordable on a lot of things, but they're shady. So I think, was this a fail? You're gonna hear me. How can I zoom forward here? Okay, can we go here? We go here. So this is not, okay, we can delete this. Oh, I gotta hit the actual delete button. I wish there was on-screen delete. Okay, erase that one. What is this one? Can we jump up here? Jump up here. Are we actually... No, that one was also a fail, so let's also delete this one. And I'm thinking this one may also be a fail. That's just an extra video altogether, so let's get rid of that. And what is this one? Also another fail, so let's get rid of that. Alright, so now how much space do I have? 3 minutes. That's enough to do top coat. Yeah, can't be in any hurry, never anything important. Yeah. Oh, no worries, Mino. But yeah, that's why I said I wonder if somebody else has something similar, because stuff like that, it's like it tempts me, and then I remembered it's like I can't let it go. And some people are like, oh, but shouldn't you be flattered? Like, no. If somebody stole something out your house, would you be flattered? I mean, people, the whole intellectual property thing, I think a lot of people don't take super seriously, or they think the people that do take it seriously take it too seriously. It's like, dude, if you had something stolen, I think you would feel a little bit differently. Okay, let's top coat. All right. Finally, we're going to finish everything off with a top coat, and as usual, I'm using Seche Vite. The magical moment, you guys. Maybe not quite as magical here as in some cases. and really making sure that tip is wrapped. Like for real, because that's where the decal is, you know, coming together. And be careful when you're stroking over the rhinestone that you don't stroke in any bubbles, and that you, if you're covering it, that you cover it evenly on all sides. Covering it is not necessarily the easiest option, because covering it can have issues too. Especially if you're doing a manicure with more than one rhinestone, or with rhinestones that are like close to each other. You can end up with little gaps that don't have top coat on them, or spots where bubbles have been introduced. Different problems. So just be very mindful as you're doing them. But I don't think, I mean, if you look at the rhinestones that have been top coat versus the one that hasn't been top coat yet, I think they both still look good. Some different than others. Like, it depends. All rhinestones, like of the nail art variety, well, probably, and just in general, are not created equal. So there's that. Like, if I had any Swarovski crystals or something like that, you know, sure, I'd probably be trying a little harder not to top coat them. But these are just some generic ones from icing, so they're not all that. But they're cute. They're cute and adorbs. Oh, we didn't even do the rhinestones on the other hand yet. I'm super distracted. I guess I was distracted because I was messing with my camera. So I am gonna add them, but here's just a side by side. Where's my window here? You know, with versus without the little rhinestone topper. I think it's just adorable. It's so cute. 40 by 30 centimeters. So that's like, let me confirm here. Like 10 centimeters is like 4 inches. So 40 centimeters would be like 16 inches by what? Okay. I'm not going to try and convert centimeters to inches on screen. Yes, you're back in time. In fact, we just top coated this hand, but you're back in time to do rhinestones on this hand, because I was getting ready to top coat it and I saw the rhinestone still sitting here. I said, oh, apparently I didn't finish. So welcome back. We, and this is also kind of an, whoa, that was not closed. I really should train myself. So what happened is I almost spilled this because I went to pick it up by the top and it's not screwed shut. I should train myself to always pick up polish by the bottle instead of by the stem. And I probably would save myself so many freaking accidents. So many. All right, so let's finish off our little rhinestones here. I mean, I figured if yellow stopper is good enough for sticking decals, it's good enough to stick rhinestones too. Oh. Get right there. And of course, you just, like, the main thing is, whether you cover up the tip or not, you want to make sure that it's centered on there. Otherwise, it's going to be one of those things that's just like, even if your eye doesn't instantly recognize what it is, it'll look off. And what I usually do is like try to get it to pretty much the right place and then let whatever I'm using to adhere it dry just a little bit and then go back and try to push it in. Unless if I'm just doing it on top of like wet polish sometimes, like a thick layer of like not fully dry polish, sometimes you can push it down in there right away and it kind of settles like deeply into the polish. I feel like this is still pretty much sitting on top of the silver. Oh, there we go. So you can't quite push it in like that. All right, a couple more. And I feel like the iridescence on these makes them stand out just enough from the white, or from the white background, from the silver background, versus like the little silver ones that were the same size, basically. It is getting a little later than I planned. I'm now double considering, that's not a word. Rethinking my trip to Sally's and to the pharmacy. I gotta go sometimes though. At some time, I should say. Hello, Rhinestone. Oh, come here. Hate it when you think you've got it and then you drop it. All right. There we go. Yeah, it's really... I'm these two little ones right here, trying to get a good angle on them to show off the iridescence a little bit more. It's really not cooperating. But I think you can tell, like if you look at them in here, that they're different than these. Like they look different, but it's hard to put your finger on what it is that's making them look different. Oops, dropped one. Get back in there. You're going to have to go back in there. Don't run away, little Rhinestone. All right, let's give these a firm push. And I always try to just kind of get in there and really get a good view of what I'm doing. And I feel like the firm push helps to really make sure they're adhered evenly. Of course, that's also probably... You guys remember the last time I used rhinestones, I ended up with bullseyes on my nail from the rhinestone. Alright. Now we'll top coat this hand. They're not giving... It should give you bits every time. Is it popping up the something went wrong face? Because sometimes even when it pops that up, you still get ads. I think it's all grown out. I think the last time I could really see it was when it was about right where my free edge starts. And that was a little while ago. Yeah, that was one of the weirdest staining incidents I've ever had. Oops, am I not quite on camera there? Let's actually... There. There we go. And then move this here, and then that'll be better. That'll be a better view for you guys. And I'm considering... We'll see how I feel after I top coat this hand. As far as 2 coats, because... Can you guys... Can't really see... Like the Christmas tree is definitely standing up from the nail compared to the silver. Blobbicure, drip drop Blobbicures create thick decals. I mean, thicker than like a drip marble, for example. So we once again may need 2 coats of top coat, but I'm actually not sure how that would look on top of the rhinestones. We'll see how this all looks once I finish this hand. Might just leave it, or try to do 2 coats but not over the rhinestone, but then I feel like that would be obvious. Maybe it wouldn't make any difference. It's already top coated once, so all right. Like, is it? I definitely can feel it. I don't know if I can quite get at an angle where you guys can see, but I mean, you definitely can feel the triangle of the Christmas trees. Oh, they're adorable. I love these. Could these be my favorite of the series so far? Maybe, you guys. Stained green from Honor. Yeah. There sometimes and I think Song, which I think might have been from the same collection, was one of my worst stainers ever. Still yummy and warm. Thank you, Moon. Yeah, these really, I mean, these evolved. These evolved. We're getting so much glossiness here. So cool. That's really fun. That's so fun. Yeah. I'm still undecided on a second layer top coat because it's not going to be smooth. You're going to feel the rhinestones. So since I can feel the rhinestones, do I mind that I can feel the tree also? I kind of don't think I do, and they look so good. I think I'm just going to stick with the one coat of top coat. Usually, I mean, 2 coats of top coat is usually for me just to smooth something out. And since I can't smooth everything out, like, I feel like maybe kind of, not why bother, but for one day I can deal with it. Love them. Which is my favorite? Do I have a favorite? It might be this one. This wonky one with the not quite round. Stephanie with the subscription with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. Ah, what a wonderful way to end the stream on such a nice note. Thank you so much, Stephanie. I guess that means I did a good job. Oh. Okay, ending of stream things. Tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be wrapping up testing for days 9 through 12. And tomorrow evening, we're going to be doing this striped water marble, which is these same colors. It's really like these trees. The camera's just not doing them justice. Well, you guys will see the actual tutorial too. It's making the trees look so dark. But we're going to be doing this tutorial Thursday evening. Friday I was planning to try and sneak in a stream either early Friday before I go to Grandma's or late Friday evening after getting home from Grandma's. I'm not positive if that'll still happen, and especially if we wrap up the testing, but I might sneak in a Hollow Knight. I might sneak in a Hollow Knight tonight also, just because I really want to finish that randomizer that we started, but editing has to come first. I would really love to get more than just the next day's done. I mean, I have, at this point now, 3 things to edit. Tomorrow and the next day and the next day. So if I could get all 3 of those things edited, that would probably be a better use of my time than Hollow Knight. But on the other hand, we have to stay mentally agile and not like overly stressed. And a little bit of chill time is important to that. So we'll see how I'm feeling after dinner. Shit, if I get one edited before dinner, then maybe I can reward myself with a little Hollow Knight after and still do more editing. But that's the tentative plan for right now, without falling asleep for the first time. Congratulations, Mina. I know it's got to be pretty late for you now. I'm guessing it's midnight or maybe 1 o'clock for you now, if I remember. Because I think yesterday when you were saying it was 10, it was like 3 something. And now it's almost 6. So I'm glad you could hang out with us. And that's one of the other reasons why I really have been trying to not only do after streams or not only do evening streams for people that work, for people that are in different time zones. I want you guys to be able to catch something. No, I understand. It's some people might not understand, but I consider it a compliment because you can't go to sleep to something annoying, or at least I couldn't. So I consider that it's, a mental, even when I get a little irritated, like when I was yelling to you guys about the people K-turning in the street, I like to think we keep this a pretty comfy stream. So maybe tonight, we'll see. For sure, 2 streams tomorrow, maybe Friday, for sure Saturday and Sunday, and then next Monday and Tuesday. And then we'll be done with at least the recording. So a friend of yours thinks my voice is ASMR quality. Thank your friend for me. Sometimes I get self-conscious because I've had, you know, negative reactions to my voice, or sometimes when I'm feeling very hoarse. But I actually feel like my voice is, I haven't been coughing as much today. I haven't been clearing my throat quite as much today. I feel like my voice is getting used to all this talking after. I was trying to figure out earlier, like, how many days in a row have I streamed? I know it's been at least 7 days in a row, because this is day 7. And we've been doing testing and a lot of stuff too in game. So I'm thinking it's possibly closer to 10 days in a row that I've streamed. And, oh, thank you, Mino. Thank you, Stephanie. You guys, you gotta make me blush. Let me see here where I can send you guys. If you would like some further Twitch entertainment for your evening. And then I'm gonna clean up my stuff, and I'm gonna have to probably export off the camera before I can do my intro and my outro. Let's see, where are we gonna go? Wait, is this, do I need to refresh this? Is Jerry still not on? When he said his stream was gonna be late, I didn't think he meant this late. I hope everything's okay. Well, it probably is. He probably got stuck at the fucking oil change place. And there's not really... In the nice community. Oh, he canceled stream. Oh no. Well, then I definitely hope things are okay. And a nice community also. Thank you, Mino. That means a lot. I'm not really seeing anywhere I want to send you guys. I wish Bob Ross was on. But it's midweek and Bob Ross is not on. So, I think rather than just sending you to like a huge channel that does not really need my host that you may not even be interested in. Who is that I saw pop up? Mo Bentley 24. Thank you for the follow. I think I'm gonna do something that I don't usually do, but I just don't particularly see anybody want to host. So I'm just gonna cut stream. But I really appreciate you guys all hanging out with me. Had a ton of fun with this adorableness here. And really, I mean, a lot of these manicures have been group efforts. You know, whether you guys say something that just like sparks an idea in my head, or we have ideas at practically the same time. I was sitting here doing this and I go, what if I cut these into tree shapes? And I look in chat and it's like, what if you cut these into tree shapes? It's so funny and it's so much fun. I love hanging out with you guys and I appreciate that you love hanging out with me. So I hope you all have a good night and thanks for watching.